it's been a while, and I am here to talk about this. This is the official Steam Deck dock that has just been released, and I received it earlier this morning. And I know it's been a while since I've done a video, but I've definitely been keeping myself busy with the Steam Deck. I do have a couple Steam Deck videos coming out, so if you're interested with that, especially with emulation on the Steam Deck, I definitely will keep an eye on the channel because I have been eagerly waiting for the newest version of EmuDeck to come out. I believe it's probably going to be a version 2.0 that they have been sending out in betas. And once that's released, hopefully the next day or two, I'm going to go over a new video. I was in the process of making a video a couple weeks back, but seeing their new versions coming out that has a whole new UI setup, I was like, yeah, I'm going to have to probably start all over again. So I just decided to stop there. So we're going to unbox and go over the basics with this, and we're going to compare it to the more popular other docks out there, which is this JSAUX one, or at least I'm assuming that's how it's pronounced, JSAUX, JSAUX. But yeah, the JSAUX one seems to be a big community favorite. A lot of people, for the bang for the buck, this dock costs about double the price of this dock. It includes a couple things that this doesn't have, so let's see if it's worth it. I personally usually like to stick with OEM, but I definitely think it's going to be hard to explain why this is literally double the price. And go open this up. Can I peel that sticker? Of course not. Let's see if that worked. And this is why I don't do unboxing videos, because it's more of a oh crap, the video's running long, tearing the box apart type video. But all right, there we go, close enough. Here we go. So we're greeted with this kind of cardboard pop top here, and we have the dock right there. Pulling that out, I could already tell you that that is plastic all around, where the JSAUX one is metal, which could help with dissipating some heat, even though you won't really catch heat down here. It's about the same exact size, which is great. It's definitely not going to cover the vents, but that makes sense since Valve actually made this one. And then here's one of the biggest differences right away. We have a display port, which is great for monitors, especially gaming monitors. I do prefer a display port over an HDMI, but I won't lie. The current dock I've been using has been hooked up to my Sony TV, not a gaming monitor. So, you know, my TV does not have a display port and has HDMI, but that's definitely going to be useful for a lot of people I know that are using gaming monitors. We have the Ethernet in the back, and we have 3 full-size USB-A ports. I absolutely love the 3. This is going to be great. I got to see the speed on this. We have the USB-C down here, but that is for the power adapter. If you can see here, let me see if I can bring it close enough. You will see there is a little power plug symbol there. And this is the reason why this costs as much as it does, is it does come with a second power adapter, which for people that travel or someone that wants to have this dock constantly plugged in like a Nintendo Switch, it's great to have a second one of these. Another OEM power adapter that seems to be dusty right out of the factory, so yay. But this is exactly the same power adapter that came with the actual Steam Deck. So that's cool. Let me put this aside. And let's see what else we have in here. Take that out. Some paperwork there on the bottom, so we put that out there. And we have a hefty book, which is probably going to be health, safety, maintenance, and warranty. So not much, just the same basic info. Okay, so it does talk about the line cable. Okay, so it's just talking about safety and guidance in probably like 17 languages. So that's pretty much it. That is the official Steam Deck dock and everything that comes in the box. So let's pull this out and let's take a look. So this flexible cable, I mean, this is a little flimsy. I really wish they had something that was rigid, like a solid metal bar holding it up that just comes right over rather than this. But I guess this is better. I mean, it's not that it's pocketable, but this is easier to transport in a backpack or laptop bag. But I'm going to go ahead and compare it to its biggest competition right now, which is made of metal, at least the case is, a little larger, this is actually lighter. Interesting, because I did want some weight, because I won't lie. When I put the Steam Deck on the JSAUX one, it kind of always pushes it back. Kind of always bothers me. Here's a little insert shot. I forgot to actually show the two side by side and some details, so I'm adding this in here. So to go ahead and compare these two, I'm going to go ahead and place both the official Steam Deck dock here and the JSAUX dock here. Sorry for the focus. I'm going to go ahead and just superimpose and display the specs so you can see the difference between the two and the price point. I'm going to go ahead now and compare the sizes of the two. Let's see. The lip of the official Steam Deck dock is a little bit taller here. It is a overall more narrower, the depth of it, if you can see here. Then here is all the I/O, the ports on the back. It's a little bit wider, the official Steam Deck dock. The cable length between the two are almost identical. With the actual C ports being the USB Type-C ports that connects to the top. Yeah, see, the one on the JSAUX seems a little bit bigger. I mean, it's a standard size. I don't know if it's the metal around the rim, but this does seem a little tougher to put in. Of course, another door scratching moment. If you hear that, blame her. Yes, Noms, go over there. So let's go ahead and just take a look on how this Steam Deck sits on both of these. Bring out the official Steam Deck first. Gotta pop that in there. Fits well. Let me get this out here. Yeah, definitely fits right above the lip there. You don't really have wobble. It's great, you know. Now let's look at the back. The back here. Let's take a look how that sits back there. Okay, yeah, it's pretty good. If you look at it, you see that it does not cover the vents in any way. The vents are right there. Let me see if I can brighten up this video. Okay, so the vents are right there. It doesn't cover that up in any way. All the ports stick out the back. And then you have your USB-C that you will attach to the top. Oh, that's nice. Okay, so there is kind of a groove here in the front. If you see here the shape of that, to pop this out easily. And then there's a groove in the back that hugs this shape here. So that, okay, that right there already feels better to be able to pop on and off. And you're going to be doing this quite a lot if you use the dock. And, you know, and it made me wonder, unlike the Switch that has the port on the bottom, you know, how is this going to take the wear and tear? You know, I don't think anyone's already done it thousands of times. If someone puts a video out there, I'm sure people would love to know that. But that's how this works. Now let's go ahead and compare it to the JSAUX one, where, again, you will rest it in. It pretty much covers just about the same, except you do have a little bit more room in the front here, which actually helps when you use some of their thin covers. And then you have this, which it's actually, it's a bit harder to pop in. I feel like this is a snugger fit, and I really feel the metal grinding when I get it in there. I don't know, I feel like this will have more wear and tear over time. I will also say this is a thicker cable, but given that this is OEM, I'm sure they can push through the amount of data they need to. They went as thin and as light and as cheap as possible, probably without sacrificing any maximum specs that this Steam Deck can pop out. So again, let's go ahead and check these connections out. So the first one we have, I'm going to go ahead and just open up the AC adapter they provide here. Just little twist ties. So first and foremost, you're going to have your USB-C powering that. Next, let's see. I do have a slim Ethernet cable. This is a Cat 5 cable, not a rigid Cat 6, but I picked up a couple of these. You can get these on Amazon. I'll link them beneath. Because with the JSAUX, you had the Ethernet on the side, which a lot of people hated. But with something like this, I had no problem just twisting it like that. And, you know, this thing pushed through. And honestly, Cat 5 was fast enough for the speeds that I had. in my house, but I do have some Cat 6 cables here. So I'm going to go ahead, pop in the Ethernet cable. I doubt you'll use both, but I have a DisplayPort cable, pretty hefty one here that I use for my gaming monitors. That should sit, sorry, hold on one second. Should go right in there. Now with all of these cables, you already start to have the problem with docks. They start to push up. All of these cables are starting to lift this up. Obviously with time and with some wear, things will bend and get used to it. But the weight of the Steam Deck will keep that down. So pop the Steam Deck right back on there, and that looks great. Everything's going behind it, so it hides your mess. If you get, I really like cable management. I can't stand something like this, like on a countertop. So I would definitely get some tie cables here and tie these together. But let's keep adding. Let's see. USB-A. So this is a USB A to C, which comes from my Playdate, so that's why it's that nice bright yellow color. We'll add that. Let's keep going. Let's see what else we have. Here's another USB-A. Pop that there. I mean, we could even go crazy and also add a pretty hefty HDMI cable. So that's pretty much all the ports being used. This lovely hot mess is still well hidden behind the Steam Deck. I'm gonna go ahead and turn this around, and we're gonna take a look to see what that looks like. Just this. Okay, so I went ahead and I just turned my Steam Deck on, connected to the dock. I am on the beta channel, and I immediately saw that it recognized the docking station, which I think is pretty interesting because all these cables are for show. Nothing is plugged in. So it has to be something either proprietary with this USB-C, because when I plugged this into the JSAUX, I didn't get this warning. And it's telling me that there's an important update for my docking station. So there will be a day one update for the docking station, just to let you guys know. Again, this is connected with every combination we have back there. We have every single port being used, and that is actually pretty good. With just a couple of ties, let's see if I have any around. All right, so since this is updating for the firmware for the dock, it's actually updating the dock's firmware, I realized. So the Steam Deck is actually probably communicating to the dock and pushing a firmware update for it, which will probably fix some issues that if I'm not mistaken, I think I read something about some certain frequencies or sizes with HDMI port. I'm sorry, not the HDMI port, the display port, not liking a certain aspect ratio. So I guess that's great that, day one, they just started shipping these. I think at the earliest people were getting them yesterday. There's already a firmware update. And that's what I love about this. Every day there's a firmware update. It's only getting better between Proton Experimental or the beta channel, let alone the preview channel. So that update's already done. As I was mentioning about the cabling in the back, I really like how everything just goes straight to the back. And let me see if I can safely bring this all here. And I would just recommend a set of cable ties like this. This is a pretty good combination between a thicker, a thinner, and then these that pretty much clamp close. I use these behind my TV, behind my monitors. They have these sticky command strip styles, which will probably not destroy any furniture. I don't know about paint. I think it may peel paint if you had this for years there, because it is pretty strong. But a combination of something like this thicker one here, grabbing all of this and just sliding that through, and then going ahead, peeling that and sticking that down. And I'd bring it close up so you already start to manage that cabling at around there. Next, you can also get one of these further down the line, or you can just get those little Velcro ones that stick around your cables. But a combination of something like this will definitely help manage that. Then I also usually get cabling tubes, so I'll go ahead and I'll also cover that. And it's a white tube to match my white furniture that this sits on, and that's how I'll do that. I will link these. These are my absolute favorite things. I use this for my Switch behind my gaming monitor. In my arcades, they come with a big collection of them, all various sizes. Absolutely love that. Look at the Amazon link below. Again, anybody uses Amazon links below, it doesn't add any price to the item you buy. It just helps the channel, helps me, sends me a couple pennies, so I'd appreciate it if you use that. So this is a look at the dock. Again, with the, let me go ahead and disconnect it now that I know that update is done. Compared to the really popular JSAUX one. Yeah, I'm actually liking the official dock better. It really hugs the contours of the actual Steam Deck bar. And then let's do the test with the thin case that JSAUX also sells. There's a couple thin silicone cases that work with these docks. Honestly, they don't provide the best protection. There may be better, harder cases out there. I know there's a bunch of popular ones out there, but these do. Hold on, let me do this off screen so I don't putting it on. So these don't provide the best protection, but they do provide pretty good protection, especially if you just want to have this on a table or toss this down and stuff like that. In my opinion, this isn't the most comfortable because of these little rubber dimples they have on the side. It kind of protrudes, I think, a bit much. Definitely helps with grip. Everything around it feels great. But I just wanted to show this as a representation of most what do you call it? These rubbery silicone type thin cases that do fit in the JSAUX dock. Question is, if you have one of these, does it fit in the actual Steam Deck dock? And the answer, unfortunately, is no. It is pretty much formed the exact size and the exact like chamfered edges that these have. That's the little diagonal edges you have on the sides. So this does not, okay, it falls off, does not work. So that is an unfortunate part for any of you that have already gotten used to having one of these for a little extra protection. These are not meant to be constantly taken on and off. They will get stretched out. They are a pain to remove quickly, so I don't recommend anybody to really try to take these on and off. So this, unfortunately, is for the naked Steam Deck. And kind of sucks. It's kind of a miss because even though I'm not the biggest fan of this specific one, there's another one I have coming that I was interested in. So, oops. So between that, this still may look like a contender. I mean, yes, the cabling on this is different. You don't have the display port, and you have the Ethernet popping out the side, which kind of is a pain. You do still sometimes see cabling around the back. So that's pretty much the big first look in comparison between these two. Again, the JSAUX one is $40. I think they have a cheaper model, but definitely 40 bucks. And, for 40 bucks, you can't go wrong. This is actually pretty decent. It doesn't fit as perfectly. The way the cable goes into it isn't as smooth as the official dock. It's fun to say. But this model at least supports the 4K at 60 hertz, which my TV definitely takes advantage of. So I appreciate this $40 model. Now, the version that comes with the actual Steam Deck model is $90, and for 90 bucks you do get the second power adapter, which I think is a great add. But nonetheless, this is a pricier version than this. I'm probably going to stay with the official version for now. I mean, I may stay with both, quite honestly, but I'm glad I got this. The experience of popping the official cable into it, just the way it contoured around the actual deck and the way that it pretty much popped in really easily, like just that's a really smooth, yeah, and then you can grip both from here and here to pull it off. I mean, it may have looked jarring just now, but this is much easier to put in and take off than this one, in my opinion. But you can't have a case with this. You do get display port. You do have the Ethernet cable going straight back rather to the side. You do get the extra adapter. Is that worth the extra about $50 difference between these two? I'm not sure. That depends on you. I mean, I did want an extra AC adapter, but these things usually run for about $25 on their own for the OEM official AC adapter, like on iFixit. And then you can get other ones for $20. But there is a $50 difference here. So this is still a better bang for your buck, this and another adapter itself. I definitely appreciate the little nuances this made and the fact that there is an update for it. So if there's any issues with this down the line, I know that Valve will send updates and will constantly be fixing this like they do with this awesome thing. So that right there, in my opinion, makes me choose this option myself. If I was, on a tighter budget, I would be like, nope, this, you know. So that is my unboxing and quick overview. I'm going to go ahead and have a video, probably a full review. I'm going to connect it out, check its speeds and everything, see if it does make the dock hotter, but I'm pretty sure nothing really is going to change there. It's just take a look at this. This is all the cables you'll have attached to it at most. This is the management behind it. The way that the actual Steam Deck sits in it is pretty awesome. The way it attaches is pretty awesome. And comparing it to, I think, its biggest competitor is really what I wanted to cover in this video. So if you have any questions, if there's anything you want me to test out or try, go ahead and send some comments. And if anything, I'd recommend hitting up any Reddit that you probably follow with the Steam Deck. I'm sure there'll be a lot of information on there. Have a good one, guys. Thanks for watching.